This is KGW News at noon.
Our top story here at noon is the heat wave that's on the way. Wednesday could be the start of several days in the metro area that reach 100 degrees or more. Good afternoon, I'm Drew Carney. Leaders in Multnomah County met with the National Weather Service this morning to figure out what can be done to prevent deaths during this heat wave and also to keep people cool. We're talking with the county this afternoon, and we'll update you on the county's plan later today during the news at 4. Right now, though, we want to get to the Weather Center where Chris McGinnis is standing by. So, Chris, can you walk us through the timing of this heat wave?
Yeah, Drew, let's go ahead and do that right now. And the map behind me shows the amount of area that is covered with an excessive heat watch. A lot of Washington and a good chunk of Oregon. And if you're wondering what happened down here in Southwest Oregon, their watch has been upgraded to a warning, which means a certainty that it's going to happen for folks down in the Umpqua and the Rogue Basins. But in our area, here are the details right now. We have an excessive heat watch that starts Wednesday afternoon and runs through the day on Saturday. During this time frame, temperatures could get as high as 105 degrees. In fact, our forecast for Thursday and Friday in Portland is 104, which would equal or tie record highs for both days, or actually better the record high on Friday at 104. So that's kind of the summary there. Let's go ahead and give you a little closer look at Futurecast. You can see the I-5 corridor here. This is Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Our temperature scale at the top of your screen, those bright pink shadings there, that magenta color, that represents triple-digit heat. And you can see that that's basically covering the entire I-5 corridor, much of Central Oregon, the Columbia Basin, and of course out into eastern Washington as well. This is Wednesday. We'll roll the clock into Thursday, and you can see that that area almost expands a little bit and probably holds steady on Friday as well. So the core of this heat wave will be Thursday and Friday, but we're not guaranteed to be out of the hot stuff on Saturday. So again, 3 to 4 days of some really hot stuff. By the way, we are approaching some rare air here in the Portland metro area. Case in point, the only time Portland has ever had 5 100-degree days in one summer, 1941 and 1977. So that's happened twice. 4 times we've hit 100 degrees in 81, 92, and 2006. And right now we sit at 3 from June's heat wave, right? So we're going to tack on 2, maybe 3 more days and get us up into this 4 or 5 category here for number of 100-degree days in one summer, which is just unconscionable, right? Today it's beautiful, it's clear, it's sunny, it's 71 degrees at PDX. We are on our way to a high of about 87 later this afternoon. Drew?
All right, we'll have more from Chris coming up here in just about 10 minutes. But right now we want to get to another one of our top stories this afternoon. Portland police are looking for the person who shot and killed a man on a TriMet bus late Sunday afternoon. This happened near Southeast 26 in Hawthorne. Police say there was some type of disturbance on the bus before that shooting, but they haven't said exactly what led up to it. We know the shooter took off before police arrived. We also spoke with a neighbor who says this kind of violence near her neighborhood has become all too common.
Honestly, it was not that surprising. This particular block in general is very active with a lot of crime, and there's always police cars.
So this is Portland's 56th homicide of the year, surpassing last year's total of 55. It also makes this the deadliest year in the city since 1994. In local COVID news this afternoon, Multnomah County is going to announce new measures to help deal with the Delta variant. County Chair Deborah Kafori, Health Officer Dr. Jennifer Vines, and other officials will hold a news conference today at 1:30. We're going to bring that to you live right here on KGW TV and at KGW.com. Nationally, the Pentagon is going to require all troops get vaccinated by September 15th. The average daily case numbers in the U.S. are 9 times higher right now than they were in early July, so we're talking just a month ago. NBC's Morgan Chesky has more for us from Texas.
The COVID-19 situation here in Texas, but especially Austin, is one that is becoming more dire by the day, and you can see evidence of that in this weekend headline from an Austin paper saying 14 ICU beds for 2.3 million people. Hard to believe that this number is now at 6 as of this morning, and we are seeing the impact of the Delta variant all across the South, but especially now here in Texas. Local leaders across the state are unable to enact mask mandates due to an executive order from Texas Governor Greg Abbott that outlaws that move. But across the country, we were seeing city after city, Baltimore, Maryland, Durham, North Carolina, return to those safety measures that we saw play out around this time last year. Another key concern here in Texas is how soon vaccinations can rise in hopes of curbing the spread of the Delta variant. We know that Dr. Fauci on Meet the Press said that Pfizer hopes to have FDA approval for its vaccine by the end of August. It's his hope that that would encourage more Americans to get vaccinated, but also that businesses and officials could then hopefully enact vaccine mandates, which he says will be a crucial tool to stopping the spread, of this fast-moving virus. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Austin, Texas.
Well, Morgan just mentioned Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Fauci also says if more people don't get vaccinated, more variants could show up here in the U.S.
A virus will not mutate unless you allow it to replicate.
Oh, and there you go. Again, that's from Dr. Anthony Fauci this afternoon. The CDC is currently tracking 4 different variants of COVID in the United States. It's estimated that the Delta variant accounts for 83% of current COVID cases. Also, both the FDA and the CDC want to remind people that booster shots for the COVID vaccine have not been approved here in the U.S. Some people are concerned that the shots they already got may not hold up because of the Delta variant, but health officials say booster shots are not necessary, at least at this point. All right, a quick piece of off-season news from the Trailblazers here. CJ McCollum will now represent every player in the NBA as the new president of the NBA's Players Association. He's going to take over for outgoing president Chris Paul and will lead the players' union in collective bargaining talks with the NBA. The current deal between the league and players could expire in 2 seasons. CJ has served on the union's executive committee since 2018.